Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode with Shadow Rush on GTA 5, trying to get rid of all the cars in one grenade and standing a little bit too close. Well, avoids the explosion, the flying, flaming wreck. It doesn't avoid that one. No, karma will get you. It often does. We have BP Vapes up next on Ghost-Recon Breakpoint, who is doing some cross-countrying, shall we say, trying to get to an objective, and that is all very well and good. The slight issue is, as they appear over the crest of a hill, they land, I think, on a bike that explodes and kill the person they were supposed to meet. Yep, you couldn't have done that one much worse if you'd tried. Brooklyn Tony is up next on Watch Dogs, has got a motorbike and is driving around. Now, we've seen Austin Powersing of cars. Very rare you see it of bikes. It's trying to drive up onto the train platform, and for some reason, I think the game wanted to throw them off the bike but didn't know what to do, so just killed them at that point. I don't quite know what the death was for, but turns out bikes have some trouble. George up next on Beam NG Drive, goes for an overtake, gets it wrong. It's technically now got past the orange car in a rather unconventional manner, has lost a wheel, gets carried by an AI before being unceremoniously dumped almost off the cliff, somehow keeps it together. The AIs don't take kindly to you bullying their friends. Dahl up next on SnowRunner is heading to recover a stuck truck. It is a twin steer that's got wedged at a fairly awkward angle, so they sent a recovery truck along to try and give it a boop, which they do successfully boop it off of there, and then all manner of angry things have gone on. The initial recovery was very successful, and then it's just nope, the game was having none of it. Jamming up next on Wreckfest is racing around in the motorhome. Now these make for some good fun. Racing, however, gets things a little bit wrong. Clips the inside, goes for not really a roll, skids along on the side before coming back down onto the wheels, and gets absolutely obliterated by the AI, who I love's name is Brute Force, which does rather amply work with this. It's a brutal crash. I mean, motorhomes do fall apart spectacularly. It's probably one of my favourite crashes from Wreckfest, because it comes back down, lands on its wheels, and it's just completely disintegrated from that hit. It goes into 3 rolls as it tumbling and coming back down to earth with a crunch. That is one hell of a hit. It just does somehow survive. Wolf Striker up next on NASCAR Heat 4. Racing, everything goes a little bit wrong for the car ahead, pings off the wall, nothing the car we're riding with can do. As they spin around though, watch out for the number 9 that's gone to space. NASCARs are not ramp cars, I don't quite know how that one has launched, but that got some serious airtime. Interceptor up next on Need for Speed Payback has, gone to the FailRace Police Department Academy. Big airtime, although they hit the wrong car. It was a brilliant airtime, massive crash, however that was into a random AI vehicle. Not quite what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do into one of the other vehicles, the other race cars, but still, it was an impressive takedown nevertheless. Hatcher up next on Race Room with an Audi TT and a curb, and said Audi has gone for a big tumble and a bounce off of the tyre wall. I mean, fairly normal, I would have thought, car and track selection, but just a little bit too aggressive on it's kind of like the secondary curb almost on the inside that they hit with the TT, and that's more than enough to send it into a very big grip roll. Yeah. I mean, I approve of the roll. It's a good roll. It was going to go for many more until it hit the tyre bundle, but you don't necessarily expect to see that one. But there we go. We're on to Project Cars 2 now with Oliver driving. Now, this is the multi-class race. Driving in the Ford Escort. He's trying to keep out of the way of the faster muscle cars. Bobbles it up on the curb, gets onto 2 wheels, can't quite catch it as it's half grip rolling, gets collected by a Mustang, and then all sorts of broken has got on. I mean, the initial crash is just a bit unfortunate, but after it gets hit, it's like part of it's wedged in the floor and part of it doesn't know what to do. I don't know what's going on with the front wheels. They're like turned and not turned all at once. Whatever it is, I think that is the vehicle out of the race, so to speak, as the AIs all get a little bit confused and stacked up further back. We're sticking with the classics here. Davey Gallardo, also on Project Cars 2 now. Keep an eye on in the distance, out in front. There is some shenanigans go on. I believe this is against AIs. Something gets it wrong, goes for a roll, and a humongous flip Like, the initial accident is kind of normal, the roll is a little bit understandable, and then it just gets sent to space in all of that. Blaze the Fox on iRacing with more mysterious grip rolls. This time, it is a Porsche on the inside, and over it goes, and the BMW's gone as well. It's a double roll. Excellent snooker shot there from the Porsche, and that wasn't the only one. Another one of the Caymans went over further back, narrowly avoiding. I don't know whether the grey and yellow car might have fallen over. That was recovering. It's a big old mess. Again, wasn't expecting to see these vehicles grip roll. That's not even a particularly vicious curb, but it was just enough to bounce it up in the air, and once it started going up onto its side, it's over and out for those vehicles. Mike is the final clip here on Automobusta 2, driving in a Formula 1 car. Going up against another one of the Williams, gets alongside, and sort of lazy contact really between the both of them. Amazingly though, despite being stuck upside down, everything goes past sensibly. Upside down in the middle of the road, as everything goes past sensibly or gets stopped sensibly. Parked in the middle of the road at a really high-speed section, and somehow there isn't a massive accident. It's slightly disappointing, if I'm honest with you. One of the Jordans decided to back up all the way to the grass, and one of the... I'm not even sure what team that is. The back there, the black car. It's Minardi? I don't know. Also doing a weird reversey thing, but that does get past. We've seen so many times AIs create these huge accidents and they can't help but get involved, but no, this time everybody actually got stopped, and they're figuring... It's taking them a little while. I don't know why the Jordan's stuck. Toyota's gone around the back. Oh, and then suddenly we've all figured out that we can actually go here, and we probably should be not parked in the middle of the road. Well, you're going to make it awkward. Let's not give the AI too much credit. They've managed to make that mess, but the fact that they didn't all pile into the side of the tumbling, rolling car, it does surprise me. It does surprise me. But there we go. That is going to be it for this week's episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via a Google form. There'll be a link in the description of this video. All the rules and how it works can be found on there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.